Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whichever part of the world you're from. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Sunday service. This is your host, Goga. I'm joined by my co-host, Odom. He's going to speak shortly. By now, he's just going to look pretty on the camera so that you guys can say hi to him, connect to his channel, and get to know who he is. We were having a conversation backstage. That's why we look like we are looking very excited and relaxed. We are looking very excited and relaxed. Allow me to say hi to a few people on the chat there. I see Jim Miller, welcome. Yes, this live stream is being multi-stream. So in case you're on my channel and you don't have Odom Homestead, jump on the other side. The live stream is also taking place on the other side. Go there. You can give him a thumbs up and stay there for a bit. Stay there for a bit until until we are done, so that you can give him that bit of support. And so we are going to start this conversation shortly. So do me a favor by just connecting to Odom on his channel. That just jump there directly. Jump to his live stream. And then give him a thumbs up there. Then you leave him a nice comment. Then he'll get back to you, I think, in tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Yeah, but just leave him a nice comment there so that you can connect to your house. All right. Grace Mark, welcome. Nice to see you. I thought I saw, let me say, I'm still seeing a few people on the chat. I saw Jaden. Welcome, Jaden. I saw my Renaissance grandma. Welcome, welcome, my Renaissance grandma. Eve Hakika. Crooked Peach, who is a mutual friend to both myself and Odom, is in the building. Another gardener in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I think that's everyone. I think that's everyone so far. So thank you so much, guys, for making it for the Sunday service. We'll be starting our conversation shortly. I see 11 million people in the house, across both houses. So thank you so much. Njeri Kimani, nice to see you. Let me get my... I forgot to do something. Let me do something on my Facebook channel as well, because I always like bringing the Facebook crowd here as well, so that they can, they get to meet you people. They get to meet you people because sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. public. Jerry Kimani, how you doing? How is Poland? Welcome, welcome, Jerry Kimani, and thank you so much for making it. What did I want to ask you? I will ask you later. Odom is there saying hi to his people on the chat. Yeah, so I'm so excited because I've been planning to have this conversation with Odom, I don't know, for like months. Hey, Renee's Secret Garden. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Secret Garden.
Yeah, welcome. So guys, because we are co-hosting, don't worry, I'm not going to suffer here reading the chats today and I have a co-host. Odom, we are going to be collaborating on this. So Odom will be helping me say hi to people. I'll also be saying hi to people. And then we are going to start an amazing conversation with each and everyone, who is on the live stream. So do me a favor and make sure you connect to Odom Homestead on the link that is pinned on top of my chat. Who is he? And he's going to unpack, he's going to unpack himself to each and every one of us. But before that, connect to him. Let's first things first, from the chat, confirm that you can hear me clearly. Have you shared the live stream out? Both the live streams. I forgot that I did share my own live stream. Share the live stream out as well, so that you can bring in more people. When you bring more people, you are going to say hi to people. So it's going to become like a service, or like a proper service. So you get to say hi to your friends when they are on this live stream. So that's the power of sharing. Gardening is great. Good morning, Odom Homestead and guests, everyone. Thank you so much. Gardening, welcome. I like how people on Odom's channel think I'm the guest, and people on my channel know Odom is the guest. It's amazing.
Good morning, Gardeners. Great Cricket Peach, Jim Miller, everybody. Thank you for coming.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. Let me put ourselves on this. Let me try formats. This looks good. Yeah, this looks good. Before we have about 4 minutes before we start our conversation, guys. I see Joyful Julie in the house. Welcome. I see how is Jamaica. Joshua Graham is in the building. How are you doing, Joshua?
Awesome.
Nice to see you. Great posts. I like your community posts. Those posts are very good. Extreme Fitness Junkies, welcome. All the amazing people are on the live stream. If you don't have my amazing co-host Odom Homestead, jump on his the live stream is multi-stream, so we also have the live stream on Odom Homestead's channel. When you click on that link that is on top of my chat, it will take you directly to the live stream on his channel. So you're able to connect to him, you're able to drop a chat there, you're able to meet his beautiful community. Bayou Sugar Garden, welcome. Hey, let me tell you the number of gardeners on the live stream today. I have never seen this number of gardeners on the live stream. Everybody's name just as I'm even thinking of changing my name Odom to Garden something, like Goga's Gardens.
Do it. Get some pigs.
I'll be trapped for the next 14 days. I'll have to do gardening content for 14 days. Yogi is in the building. Just a Yogi is also our mutual friend. Just a Yogi doing baptism. Yeah, how you doing, Yogi? Yeah, I know people are laughing at me because of what I say. Yeah, if I change my name to Garden, I'll have to do gardening content for Odom does this daily. I have to take myself to the village. I have to go get into a space where I have to do gardening. For the 14 days I'll be having that name. For the 14 days I'll be having that name. Gardening is great. I love this name. Name. Gardening is great. Bayou Sugar, welcome. I see Nora Maureen. Maureen, welcome. How are you doing? Hey y'all, I know Odom, but I've never seen this other brother before. Where is he from? Queen Nor, my name is Goga. I'm from Kenya. OCD Chic, welcome. OCD Chic. Yeah, Liz 256, Uganda is in the building. Odom, we have an amazing community across the two of us. Different people from different parts of the world. Everyone is so excited to be here. So we are going to introduce ourselves shortly. In the next 1 minute, we'll be ready to introduce ourselves. We are just trying to break the ice here, just to get to have an idea of who is on the chat. And I know Odom is all the way in the States. I'm in Kenya, and we are doing a collaboration today. So usually, my name is Goga, as I said, and I usually do what we call the Sunday service. That is a live show where we normally showcase content creators from different parts of the world. In terms of regardless of whichever part of the world they are from, I always believe everybody has some creative streak that we can learn from. And that is the whole goal of the Sunday service. It's a legacy project. Just to be able to put content creators out there and, get to know somebody that you've never met and they're doing amazing content. And that is why Odom and I are doing this collaboration today. Odom and I have been planning for this collaboration for the longest time because of his work schedule. And eventually when he reached out to me, I think it was 3 weeks ago, can you imagine? So 3 weeks ago, he reached out to me and told me, Goga, I'm going to be free. I have some 4 Sundays that I'm free. So we better do this collaboration in one of those days. And I said, perfect. We are Scorpios. Our birthdays are in November. It was meant to happen this month. And I'm glad that it is finally happening. It's finally happening. So that is why Odom is gracing the screen today, guys. And that's why you are seeing this amazing gentleman on the screen. Again, to my community, if you don't know Odom, it's a collaboration. To Odom's community, my name is Goga, so I'm hosting Odom, but he has graciously agreed to share this beautiful conversation with his community as well, and that is good for us because we get to also get to know his community, and I know he has a very supportive and vibrant community because Odom supports a lot of people on these white streets. I have seen it. Doriatha, welcome. Thumbs up to the live, Goga. Welcome, Doriatha. I see Country Hustle 101. Welcome. Odom, is anybody you've seen on the chat and you want to say hi to them? You may have seen your wife or something, and maybe I'm not saying hi to them nicely.
No.
Let me give you that
Country Hustle, Butterroll Boutique, the Everyday Life of OCD Chick, Bayou Sugar, Crooked Peach, Garden is Great. I'm also Renee's Secret Garden. I'm also great people in my community.
I love that. Omaya Girls, welcome. Omaya Girls, guys, is my mentor on YouTube streets. That is one lady I really respect a lot, and I always have to shout her name every time I see her because without Omaya Girls, I don't think I'll be doing much on YouTube because she's the one who got me out of my comfort zone. And she's all the way there in Ireland, so I'm so honored to see you, Omaya Girls. Donna British, nice to see you. Country Hustle is saying, morning everyone, good morning. Odom, what time is it where you are? Because I get so confused to people.
15 minutes to 11. Well, about 16 minutes to 11.
It's 15 minutes to 8 p.m. here in Kenya. I'm in the future. You are still having lunch.
Hey,
I'm up.
You're going to have to send me the lottery tickets and we can go ahead and make this money.
That's a good. So I always get so confused anytime I'm doing the Sunday service, unless the guest is from the States, because he'll be saying good afternoon or good morning, and I'm here saying good night, everyone. So it gets very confusing. And the Australians are just waking up, so they're saying good morning as well, but they're already on Monday. So it's always an amazing. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting kind of. But that's the power of building a community beyond borders, guys. When you have a community that is transcends borders, it becomes very beautiful. You really never, time zones are not even a barrier anymore. Time zones are never a barrier anymore. Miss Donna British, welcome. How is the United Kingdom, Miss Donna? Well done. Today I was so honored to be on your live stream today, and that was, I think, a very good live stream. Renee says it's going to be a great collaboration. Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to that. Yes, I tap into that blessing. I tap into that blessing. Guys, without further ado, allow me to introduce my gracious co-hosts. I decided to whip a quick biography here because I like formality sometimes in these things. Though I know sometimes you just have to let it go. But there was some very fascinating insights I got from Odom when I was preparing for this collaboration, and I said I have to write it down somewhere. Eva Kika says, I keep switching from Goga to Odom. Yeah, I don't know. Get your extra device. You are rich. Some of you are very rich. You have more than 10 devices.
Very rich.
One computer can be on this other one, and then because as she's watching, her and husband are watching you on their television. Her computer is on your channel. Her daughter's phone is on. It's confused. It's the one she's using to shuttle. Have I missed anything here? Thank you so much, Eva Kika, for that support. Thanks so much for that support. Let's see. Queen No says, I feel Nightbot is following me to every live I go. How are you in all my...
Yes, Nightbot is a stalker. Everybody.
I love Nightbot. I swear by Nightbot. Nightbot has really helped me put things sane on the chat. So yeah, we love Nightbot. Christina, nice to see you. How is Christina is from Botswana, and they just got a new president. Well, just like the Americans. It
Yeah.
just occurred to me
What
when I
time of
was
year?
saying. But Odom, the beauty with Christina's, so Christina's president in Botswana, this is the first time their ruling party has lost after 60 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was insane. Like people went and they were just like, they were fed up. So they were getting rid of legacy, government, and everything. So they have a totally new guy there after
Okay.
60 years.
Sometimes change is important to move on.
Indeed. So yeah, so that's it's very it's very interesting. Extreme fitness junkies, congratulations on 100. Keep networking, connect all these amazing people from the chat. They will get you there. They will get you there. And somebody saying Uganda should learn from Botswana. Okay, because this is not a political conversation, allow me to start the live stream.
It's like a rebirth.
I like that. Yeah, 60 years feels like a rebirth. Yep. Maureen, which president from Kenya or the USA? No, not the. I know Americans. It just occurred to me that Americans also just got a new president, but then I was thinking of Botswana. I was just thinking of Botswana. All right. So, guys, without further ado, allow me to introduce the gracious co-hosts. And then we can start our conversation. So, with me today is Odom. I like the name Odom. He also has a nickname. He's going to talk about it. Most of you know his nickname. Odom is a dedicated family man, a passionate gardener, a talented singer, and a proud grandfather. I was shocked that he's a grandfather of 8, but that's amazing. Look at that young man saying that he's a grandfather of 8 grandkids. Odom has been married for 19 years, close to like 2 decades, and he has built a life that is rooted in love, resilience, and creativity. Most of you know that Odom grew up in the projects. He's really been very vocal about this in some of his videos, and from that experience, he learned the value of hard work and faith, which continue to inspire him in everything he does. Through his YouTube channel, Odom Homestead, he shares his love for gardening and music, connecting with audiences as he cultivates both plants and positivity. As a Black man navigating life in America, Odom uses his platform to encourage others. He has 2 powerful shows, Kick It Off and Get It Off Your Chest. And his channel and these conversations, especially that target young Black men, it's a conversation and invitation for them to embrace their talents and pursue their passions. His story is that of perseverance, purpose, and commitment to nurturing both his family and his community and his plants. And that is why he's here today, for us to have a conversation about nurturing. Odom, without further ado, please introduce yourself to these amazing people who are looking at you right now.
Welcome. My name is Prentice from Odom Homestead. First name is Prentice, last name is Odom. I've been gardening here at my property. I lived here 18 years. I've been gardening here for the last 10 or 11 years. I all started from my granddaughter, my second to the oldest granddaughter. She always loved berries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries. So we was always going to the supermarket and buying raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries. So while we was there, I was like, go back into the garden part. I just might as well just start growing some of it. So that's where it started from. That's how it all started from my granddaughter. Growing berries from her, then it progressed into other things. And I started seeing that because, I don't know, I guess I'd say I was in a negative spot at that time. And just being around plants that giving off that positive energy really changed my spirit and my energy a lot. So I think gardening helped me a lot to grow into the man I am today. And that's just a little part of my journey. And I got started making videos because of one person I used to watch all the time, which was he inspired a lot of us to start our YouTube channel to show our journey. And I did, and I'm very grateful that I did. I think I've been making content now almost 4 years. Wow. So that's just a little bit about myself. Nickname is Blue, like Goga said. I grew up, my oldest sister used to call me Bubba. And it was fine that her called me Bubba, my mama called me Bubba, my little sister called me Bubba, because we grew up a single parent. My mom, she had 3 of us. I'm the middle. I had an older sister and I had a younger sister. I got more sisters and brothers on my daddy's side. She always called me Bubba, so it kind of stuck with me, and everybody started calling me Bubba, and I didn't like it. Growing up, I didn't like that name at all. I hated it because when you see movies like Jail and stuff like that, they always talk about you're gonna run in there with Big Bubba, and I ain't want to be a Big Bubba, so I didn't like that. So I changed. Elder of mine gave me the name Blue. Hold on. The elder of mine gave me the name Blue, so I like that a lot better. So that's stuck. And plus, when I grew up, like I said, I grew up in a time where gangs was around, and I was part of the Blue gang. So Blue kind of stuck, and then throughout my life. So it's tattooed on my arm.
I like that. You bring in very interesting things, and people on the chat are agreeing as much. Like when you talk about like you got the gardening thing from your granddaughter, that's and it comes from a place of berries. What was that experience like? Because you probably were just watching your granddaughter, and like before you realize like I could do this. What was going through your mind, when you're just observing her before that idea was planted in your mind?
Well, even though I grew up in the projects, around when I was growing up, a lot of people's family had farms. Yeah. And my family had a big farm, like the city over. And they raised gardens every year. They raised hogs, mostly hogs, a lot of hogs. They had chickens and stuff like that. But I was always over in the summertime, and that just became something I loved to do. When I grew up, the only thing I ever wanted to be was a gardener. I never wanted to be working out here. I just wanted to be a gardener, a simple gardener. But when I was growing up, people of my color didn't do stuff like that. That was unheard of, uncanny. So I didn't pursue that until I got older. So I had grandkids that inspired me to get back into it, and that really changed my perspective of life and my emotion in my life. Pretty much, it brought me closer to the Creator, to me, because when I'm in my garden, I'm so close to Him. I feel Him in every present. That's why most of the time I can't help but break out in song to praise Him. I love my gospel music. I love other music too. Just love music. Music is food for the soul for me.
Love that. You have some interesting comments on the chat. Eva Kika, who is watching you from Kenya, she says, I tried gardening on my balcony, and every time I fail. Deep inside, I'm a villager stuck in the banana plantation. And then, Queen says, I'm from Mississippi, and we got babas here too. We couldn't say brother correctly. Yeah, I like this. I like these reactions. Yeah, I like this reaction. Seriously, somebody on the chat has a very interesting name because it is trending. Sue Miller says Mr. Odom is the king of fig trees. He's the king of the
Mrs. Miller.
Fig. Yeah.
Great community. Mrs. Miller, she sent me quince seeds. Well, nice. You ever heard of a quince tree? She sent me a little quince tree, but I'm sorry to say that passed away. Even though I've been gardening for years, stuff still die on me. It don't matter how long you've been gardening. It's just sometimes it just happens. You just can't stop. Keep going.
I love that. And then Yogi says, a true inspiration to me, indeed. And then Extreme Fitness Junkie says, health, wellness, and gardening are key. Health, wellness, and gardening are key. Odom, you talked about you grew up at a time, and it inspired like your nickname. You talked about growing up at a time when gangs were very predominant. What was that experience like? Because most of us, when we hear gangs, we associate it with crime, we associate it with, you'll get into trouble with the law and things like that. And now you're gardening. So how was that, where was the shift? Because that means there's a transition like that happened somewhere in there. And you also bring in the aspect of faith that is very crucial. Why was faith very important? Is faith something that you found after maybe a life, when you talk about the gangs, or is it something that was already there even when you were growing up?
Oh, that was always instilled in me. From the time we grew up, my grandma was taking us to church at a very young age. And then after she passed along, my aunt took us to church all the time. So my family's always been very entwined into faith. I got an aunt that's a pastor. I got an uncle that's a pastor. So, I mean, faith always been there. I always knew what God was, and I always knew who God is. So I kind of got out of it once I got older. You start hanging around the wrong food, you start doing the wrong thing. But just growing up and becoming the man that he was meant for me to be, that's what I like to say. It kind of brought me closer to him when I'm out there in the garden. And as far as guns, I mean, I grew up with guns because, to me, guns is a tool, just like a shovel or rake. I mean, it can be used because I was taught how to hunt when I was growing up. I hunted deer, I hunted squirrel, I fished, I did all of that. So it was just like a tool to me.
Guys, if you have anything on the you want to ask Odom, feel free to drop it on the chat. Any comments, I'll also try as much as I can to highlight them, so that he can be able to respond to them. That's the beauty of this. In case there's anything you want to learn, ask about gardening and things like that, feel free to drop on the chat, and then I'll be able to highlight it for him. Patrul, welcome Patrul, nice to see you. I see Goga. Hey, that name is hard. The guy who is trending because of Equatorial Guinea. I can see him on my chat. And Gonga Baltazar, welcome all the way from Equatorial Guinea. Thank you so much for coming in. It's so nice to see you. This is us and what we do. Appreciate you as well. Appreciate you and what for stopping by. Don't take it for granted. So Odom, you talked about gardening, you talked about song. I like what you said about when anytime you're out there gardening, it brings you closer to the creator. Talk to us about when you are out there, and I'm just going to let a few pictures run. I'm going to let a few pictures run on the screen so that people can see what you're working with. You talked about gardening being one of those things that brings you closer to the creator. What is that one thing you enjoy about gardening? Anytime, because I've seen you in your element. I've seen you when you are touching the soil. I see you when you are talking to your plants during your gardening and chat kind of segments. What is it about gardening that, because gardening may not come natural to most of us. Some of us, maybe we prefer dancing, and I know you can dance as well. Some of us will probably be, sailing or on a boat or swimming or something like that. What is it about that gardening that, that anytime you step out there and you go to the garden, it totally just makes you, as you say, it's like a divine connection with the Most High?
It's like I can be at work and work 10, 12 hours, come home and get out there in the garden, and I'm so beat down and wore out and stressed out from the day. And then when I get out there messing around with plants, plants just give off positive energy. They never give off bad vibes. And that energy just seems to rub off on you. And then when you see that first tree that you planted, and you might have planted it 3 years ago, and it hadn't produced any fruit, or it hadn't flowered at all, but then it started blossoming. And you see that, and you get to taste that first piece of fruit off something you grew 3 years ago. Man, that is divine. That is divine. And when you just go out there when something is not doing great, my guava, 4 years I had this guava, both of my guavas, 4 years. Yeah. I live in a cold climate, so guavas is very tropical, so they die back a lot in the winter. And after 4 years, I got to taste a guava, a pink guava. My white guava is flowered, and just that amazing feeling. It's just something about it, and the fruit. Oh my God, it's so much better than what I get out of any store. A fresh lemon that comes off my lemon tree got twice or maybe 3 times more nutrients than that lemon that you get from a store, and it tastes so much better. And it might taste so much better because I grew it from myself. I grew it myself. It's amazing. It's just amazing feeling, and it just makes you want to praise.
I love that. You have a comment here by Extreme Fitness who says, I had a pineapple that I waited 8 years before it produced my first pineapple. This is a very good insight. Look at you eating this That picture was so fascinating. And then there's okra here. And
I don't even like okra. My granddaughters and my daughters, they love okra. That's the only reason why I grow it, so I can pickle it for them. They love spicy pickled okra.
wow. And then the cabbages. This was like this one I picked it from your video yesterday. And then this is now harvest. This is like literally getting. And I was making fun on one of your videos. You're literally eating from the fruits of your labor.
Yes.
The patience, the messiness that comes into gardening. Um, where do you get your patience to wait like for the plants to thrive and grow? Because most people, I think, they don't have that particular patience, like and then to tend to the plants, because these are activities that have to happen. So just take us through like a process, like when you, for example, the seeds you got from Miss Miller. What does that look like? Because I also know you have like a job that you have to attend to. So how do you like set time for the gardening, and how do you like cultivate that patience to be able to like oversee that a plant really grows to its maturity and eventually gives you the benefits like what we are just seeing on the screen?
So to me, it's like nurturing one of your kids or something. I mean, you got to have patience for that child. So you also got to have patience for your plants or seeds, whatever, to grow. You know what it needs. The child, it needs food, it needs nourishment, it needs knowledge. Your plants also need food, they need nourishment, they need encouragement. And once they grow up and bloom to be the person they intended to be, it's a beautiful feeling. Beautiful feeling. Gardening is patience. It teaches you patience, but life teaches you patience. You got to have patience in life. We can't rush everything away because it's too short. So that's just the way I look at it.
I love that. And a few amazing people on the chat. I see Lara's Garden and More. Welcome. Thank you so much. Yeah. And then HD says, farming will always be my dream. Having self-sufficient homestead is all that I care about. I love that. I love that. I love that. And then I also saw Jerry Kimani saying that for her, gardening is therapeutic. Nora says, yes, the patience and the reward is the sweetest. Absolutely, just like what Odom was saying. There's a very interesting comment here. Hey, Wamuyu, nice to see you. Wamuyu, nice to see you as well. There's an aspect of also looking at plants as as like tending to them like children, and I like how people are resonating with that particular comment. People resonate with that particular comment. Crooked Pitch here says, gardening will teach you patience. You can't rush nature. Yo, I think that's powerful.
It's just like you before you turn 18. You would, man, I wish I was 18. I don't have to go through this no more. I wish I was grown.
And then after 18, you're like, right.
Then that reality kick in. You got all these bills you got to pay. I want to go back to be a child.
I know, because the bills, the life is always life as an adult. LGG says, Goga, we love gardening. So when we get a fruit, the garden is showing us love. I love this beauty. That's very powerful.
I always look at it like this too, because they always taught us growing up in church and stuff that God intends for us to be the overseers or caregivers of the garden.
Yeah.
So I think we're more in our element when we out there in our garden. We feel more closer to Him. That's just one of my way I believe, the way I was taught.
I love that. What has been your biggest challenge when it comes to gardening itself? Because I know we talk about the fruits, we talk about the final the benefits eventually. What have been some of the challenges, especially in this passion that you took up?
Learning how to grow here, because my first 3 years that I started growing here, where I live at, we got a bunch of clay soil and it stays real compacted. Just learning how to work with that and figure out the best way to get stuff to grow through that. That's been one of the biggest challenges, because it took, for the first 3 years, I hardly got anything at all. I planted a lot, but I didn't hardly get much fruits of my labor. Just learning what stuff needed and what varieties that's best for my zone that won't get stuff like my peach trees. I had a peach tree that used to get cedar rot. I mean, not cedar rot, but a brown rot and a leaf fungus. So I know I need to get varieties that are resistant to that. So I started over, and I got 3 varieties that was resistant to that. Same with the apples. It's just stuff. It's some learning involved with it, some patience and some research.
You have an amazing gardening community, especially on the live stream right now. Yeah, you do have an amazing community in terms of gardening. How did you like? Is this? How did you guys like meet? Is it like, because I feel like you guys gravitated towards each other, and anytime you guys are in your element, and when you're doing your live streams and you're talking about gardening, it's like you're speaking your own language, and it's always amazing to watch. You know. And you see, LGG is talking about especially the challenge of pest control. And the other gardeners there on the chat were just resonating. He's like, yes, that can be a big problem. Some may also talk about the weather conditions. And I remember there's a time you're talking about how you dread snow because snow is bad for your plants. You love the rain, but you don't necessarily appreciate snow because it's bad for your plants. So when you talk about, I like what you said about learning. You're constantly learning. And what have been some of the most what have been some of the opportunities, especially with these other content creators who are in the space of gardening? Like, how has that collaboration been like? In terms of also learning, exchanging ideas and stuff.
It's been amazing. I've learned so much from the gardeners I see on YouTube. I found a lot of them just by looking for garden videos of specific things like figs or peach trees, what variety is the best for my zone, or what I need to do to combat this disease, or what soil types it takes to grow this. And then I run into some of these live streams with some amazing people, like the everyday life of an OCD chick and Hands in the Dirt, the show that they do, and Miss Linda, the show that she does. One of the people that got me started growing a lot, Led Farmer. I learned so much, and then I meet a lot of these people from these live streams, and then I connected to these communities, and they are amazing. They some great people. I don't care what you say. Gardeners are some of the best people on this planet. They the most kind-hearted, the most sharing, the most knowledge. Some amazing people. You'll learn a lot from a gardener.
You learn a lot from a gardener. Miss Nora says, I'm waiting on grandbabies and none is in sight yet. I have to attend to my plants. Your granddaughter who inspired you in to take up gardening. It's taking me to a question on how close how close is your family to this passion, or how close does how does your family support your passion for gardening? Because daddy or grandpa loves this, so how do we support him in terms of
they used to be out there with me a lot, especially when they was young. Once they get older to be teenagers, they don't too much like to do stuff like that no more. But they used to be out there a lot, just helping me plant or helping me. I have plenty of videos growing up. I mean, when I first started, two of my granddaughters anyway, out there picking berries and us making ice cream and jellies and jams from the berries that we pick. And when they hear, they like to go out there and see what they can take out of the garden to put in their mouth. They love eating the fresh berries and fresh tomatoes. They love that. My oldest granddaughter, she loves. We grow these things they call cucamelons. They kind of a cross between a watermelon and a cucumber. They look like little bitty watermelons, but they taste like cucumber. And every time we grow them, she can't get enough of them. She eats them like crazy. It's amazing to have them out there helping me. And I mean, they even walked in on some of my lives before, when we be out there in the garden and they'll hold the camera for me, or they'll jump in and throw their 2 cents. Sabine, Keisha, 8.
Yeah, Keisha, welcome. Yeah, Keisha, Odom is recognizing you there. OCD Chick is saying thank you, Odom. Sabine is watching us from Switzerland. Welcome, Sabine. I see Crossdale in the building. Guys, if you don't have Odom, once again, my link, if you're watching this live stream from my chat, the link is pinned up there on top of my chat. It will take you directly to his channel where the live stream is also happening. We are collaborating and we are multi-streaming as well. So it will be easy for you to connect to his channel from there. So that, yeah, let's get him there. Let's get him there. He's almost at 2K. Let's help get him to 2K. Miss Gould, nice to see you. Kevinish Gould, nice to see you. Yeah, so if you don't have the link, yes, Timo in the building. Welcome, Timo. Timo is also in the building. Timo is the husband to Sabine. They're all watching us from Switzerland. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Kesins55 is saying, hello, Odom Homestead, Goga, and chat. The gardening community is here. The gardening community is here, and it's amazing. It's amazing just like seeing all these people. I like what Crooked Pitch says, gardeners love to help each other. Gardeners love to help each other. Odom, from the garden to the screen, when did it occur to you that you can actually document your gardening pursuits? Like, yes, I'm sure the first time you like started embracing gardening, you never used to capture it much on video. When did you get confident enough and say, oh, I can actually be doing this. I can actually be capturing these things on video. When did that spark, like ignite?
That comes from, like I said, Lad Farmers. He encouraged people to start documenting what they do in their garden to show others, especially people that ain't. Because when I started, I found him, and he's, I don't know how far he is from me, but he's not in my zone. He's kind of in a different zone, but he was closest I could find to me at the time. And I've been watching him about 9 years now, something like that. And he encouraged everybody to start documenting, showing what they did in their garden for people in their zone, so they can know what they can and can't grow. But there weren't too many people doing it back then.
Yeah.
So I started. It was kind of nerve-wracking, still kind of nerve-wracking at times to be up on the camera. Sometimes you feel like you're talking to the man in the mirror. It helps a lot when I'm doing co-hosts with somebody else, but sometimes it can feel like you're talking to the man in the mirror. Yeah, that's why I started showing and making videos about what I do in the garden.
Awesome stuff. Midas Cooking Show, welcome. Nice to see you. Young Rias, welcome and blessings. Thank you so much for coming in, brother. And guys, if you have any question for Odom, feel free to ask on the chat. I'll be able to highlight it for him. But I love how you people are giving your experiences when it comes to gardening. It's amazing that there are people out here already doing this. And, for Odom, I like how he said for him, it's a passion. Gardening is his passion that connects him to the divine and the Most High. And for him, he feels the like the freedom he enjoys when he's out there in the garden. For him, it's priceless. So I would want to hear your experiences as well, and then we can highlight them for him. Stuart the Fish Whisperer, nice to see you, Stuart. Thank you so much for popping in. Appreciate your presence here as well. LGG, thank you so much. I'll appreciate that. I'll come there to Odom. I'll come to Odom's chat briefly and drop an emoji or something. Kisha, you're also into gardening and stuff, and it's I've seen Kisha at her garden, and it's always amazing. There's a time she was having 2 devices, and she there's something about gardeners when they're in their natural environment. They're just having the most amazing time, and it's like they're literally just living. They're literally just living their best life. You talk about your grandkids a lot. There's a lady here on the chat who was like saying, did Odom say that he has 8 grandkids, or what did I hear? I'm like, yes. Talk to us about this, because and there's a lady who was also like, did she like almost 20 years married? That's amazing. Yeah. So talk to us about family, grandkids. Odom, how can you be having 8 grandkids and you're looking this young? Like,
I'm old. I'll be 49 in 10 days. Actually, I have 3 kids, which only one biological. My 2 daughters are my I don't like to say stepdaughters because they my kids. I've been in their life since they was like 8 and 10 years old. So I mean, now they're 32 and 31. So they're my kids. And they gave me 6. They gave me 6 grandkids, and my son has 2. He's in the Army. He's got 2 girls. I got 6 granddaughters and 2 grandsons from age 12 all the way down to 1 year old. Been married 19 years. That's the 5th of this month, which was 5 days ago. and she told me last year it was 20 years, but we didn't get married in 2005. So last year was actually been 18 years, and this year has been 19 years. So just to clear that up, if she's watching, it's 19 years, not 20. Thank you. But
Wow,
yeah,
19
we've
years.
been together 21 years. You know, this marriage is kind of hard. You know, you got two people trying to bring their life together. It's hard. You have your troubled times and stuff like that. But hey, I don't think nobody was meant to be on this earth alone. I think it's a partner for everybody out there. So we do what we can.
Thank you for sharing that. Let me see. Stuart is asking. Stuart, just type my name Goga or host, and then it will drop your house. It will just drop your house. To drop your house. Carol, welcome, Carol. Carol, the girl miniature. That is from Odom's community. And yes, guys, if you don't have Odom, once again, as I said, you want to meet this amazing gardening community. His fans in the gardening space. The link is pinned up there on top of the chat. Kisha says,
"What's going on, bro?"
Yeah, Kisha says, Odom is truly blessed, wonderful wife, family, and life. I like the rhyme in that one. I love the rhyme in that one. Then J3 is here. Welcome, J3. Thank you so much, Odom. I think supported you earlier. LGG says, your wife is amazing, Odom. Your wife is amazing.
Yeah, she makes a lot. She makes a lot of stuff, jellies and jam. She makes wreaths. This Christmas wreaths, amazing. She does crafting. She does a lot of stuff. She's an amazing person. Crafted. Leo, J3, what's going on, bro?
Yeah. Welcome, Leo. Appreciate you, Leo. Hey, Odom, Goga, and chat. Hey, Leo. Oh, yeah, so crafty Leo. So I was thinking of the crafting. And, Odom was just talking about the wife doing a lot of crafts. Especially when it comes to the...
a mixed berry jam and homemade bread. And, oh, my God. It's amazing.
Odom, a quick question. You are in the gardening space. How often do you have to go to the grocery store to get some of your supplies on what you eat? I'm talking about gardening, because you eating the fruits of your labor. It's biblical, yes. But when you actually see the harvest, like as the pictures were going through the screen. How often do you get like your groceries? How often do you have to go buy something?
Not as much as we used to, but we still. Because I'm just on a half an acre. I would love to have more land, but I can't raise like chickens or cows or nothing like that. But as far as vegetables and stuff like that, we can a lot and we preserve a lot. So nowhere as near as we was, say, 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Because we have it. And as far as herbs, we grow so many of our own herbs. So I'm starting to make more of my seasoning and stuff out of my own herbs. So that's less stuff we have to buy too from the store.
Right. HD African Scope says, and guys, HD African Scope is the brain behind the acronym Goga, the global online giant. He's the one who curated that, and it was it's a back and forth, and we finally got the word for it. So I totally respect Dennis. And Dennis says, Odom, I'm a great fan of America Homesteaders, the like of Justin Rhodes, Lumna Akers, and so on. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dennis. Extreme is asking you. Yeah, Extreme Fitness is asking you, Odom, do you start all your plants by seedlings?
I do a lot, but sometimes, if the cold hits them, I might have to go buy some seedlings. But the good thing about here, instead of going to these big box stores, it's a lot of local farmers. Like it's one like 2 miles down the road from me, and he sells plants for a little bit of nothing. So I don't have to never pay. If I have to go buy starts, I get them from him, and I pay pennies for it. Whereas when we go to these big box stores and you got all this fertilizer and stuff in them. So anyway, most of the time I grow a lot of my stuff from seed. I even like to try to experiment growing citrus and trees and stuff like that from seeds. I do a lot of cuttings of figs. Figs is one of the great loves I have is figs. I love my figs. I think I got 22 varieties now, 23, somewhere off in there.
Right. Nice. I like what Crooked Pitch says about local farmers. Local farmers. Local farmers. And then there's a very LGG says Goga once every 8 months to go to the grocery. It depends on the family size as well. Okay, interesting. I'm guided. I'm guided. But I like what Odom says about not as often as as used to. And that brings us to the conversation about also the choice of foods in the family, and even for you as a farmer, for you as a gardener, have you had to make like some some healthy eating choices as a result of the passion, as compared to maybe before gardening?
Oh yeah, because I mean when stuff is given like it is, you don't even think about going and buying those ice creams and stuff from the store, because you can make your own. We got fresh strawberry ice cream, fresh mixed berry, which is raspberries, blackberry, gooseberries, blueberries, all mixed up into one ice cream or jelly or jam, and you got 12 to 13 pounds of strawberries that you munching on. You make so much better healthy choices than the stuff we get from the stores and fast food restaurants. You don't even crave that stuff anymore because the stuff in the garden tastes so much better.
Absolutely. Nora says, here it is cheaper to buy from seeds. I refuse to pay all that money to Home Depot and Lowe's.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. And guys, thank you so much. I like this engagement. If you have any particular question or comment or anything, feel free. I'll be able to highlight it to him, and then you'll be able to have that conversation. Crooked Pitch says, wow, 23 varieties in a half an acre. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. David, have you seen okra? David Anch came on the chat. He sneaked out of church because of you, because he saw this okra. Don't worry, Odom has said that it's the granddaughter who loves okra. So
yeah,
I didn't even ask any further question, David, about okra, because Odom, I didn't like the answer. I didn't like the answer at all. And then LGG says, we patronize the local nurseries to give back to mom and pop growers. Yes, always from the seeds. Odom, you keep talking about my zone. I'm trying to understand this. It's I'm not sure I'm getting I'm not sure I'm getting what you mean by the zone. Just in case there's anybody in the chat who's just like floating, because I know Peterson Farms of Nashville is watching you on the live stream right now.
That's like 30 minutes away from me, Nashville. That's 30 minutes away from me. But zones is your growing zone. It's like I'm in growing zone 7A, and the state over might be 8A. It's like the temperature. My zone gets down to this degrees in the wintertime, and it gets up to this degrees in the summertime. It's like a temperature that it lets you know what you can and you can't grow in your location, basically. Like I can't grow, not supposed to grow citrus trees here because they supposed to be in zones 8A or 9. Or I'm not supposed to grow this type of Barbados cherry here or guava tree because they ain't made for my zone. But you can get away with them when you put them in containers and you bring them in and out the greenhouse or in the house. It's just for gardeners, basically.
Okay, makes sense. Is this determined are these zones, like I like what you said about there are certain things you can't grow in your zone? Are these determined by the local government, or is this a regulation that are stipulated?
Pretty much the local government or whatever, whoever sets that zoning. Okay. I used to think of Eric LaPointe.
Yeah. Eric Lapointe, Christmas is approaching, and I always make fun of. So, like Eric Lapointe is in a zone where he can grow the cedar trees, like the Christmas trees, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay,
straight farm.
I like how you that. I think now that has explained it perfectly, but I get the point now. Let's say there's somebody on the chat right here who has always just had a passion, like they have an interest. They have an interest in terms of gardening. yet they're intimidated with the idea of starting a garden. What is that one piece of advice you would have for anybody who wants to like pursue this as a passion?
Don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. Stuff dies all the time. Stuff dies for me, but plants are living things. So all living things want to live. They want to reproduce.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any favorite plants you will suggest, especially for like a beginner, like somebody who just wants to start small?
Yeah, fig trees. I think it'd be when you're early producer. I think if you can plant a fig tree and you can get the same, you can get figs that same year. Or, I mean, tomatoes. They get a lot of disease. They got a lot of disease issues. Onions is another good one. I don't call them onions. I don't like onions. I call them devil balls.
Wait, what's your beef with onions? I had you actually tell. I think you told somebody that you don't take onions. You'd rather go for the fries, not. What's with onions?
They don't agree with me. I can't eat onions.
So even at home when food is made, like there are no onions in it.
No, there's no onions in it. Miss V. Onions and garlic are easy to grow. They're very easy. That's a good thing to start off with. I mean, but it takes patience because it takes garlic like 9 months. Onions probably about 6 or 7. Get big size onions.
I like the idea. I mean, that was, I was like, I didn't know that you'd say it actually on this conversation, but I had you in a previous video actually say, guys, I don't do onions. I don't do onions.
I don't do onions.
Do you at least plant them though, even if they're not for your own consumption?
Oh yeah, the wife and the kids, they love them. They onion murderers. Onion murderers. I don't eat them.
LGG is bringing up an interesting point here about, yes, we, the Odom gardening family, eat fresh mostly due to health reasons. The food in the grocery is full of GMOs. Yes. What is your take on this? Because this is becoming a very strong conversation. Even here in Kenya, one of the biggest challenges we have is in terms of the food that is stocked in the stores. Most of them are genetically modified. And, it's now bringing in that debate between can I forage my own food in the garden or in the farm as compared to going to buy it in the grocery store where there's a risk of the GMOs. So what is your take on this conversation? Because I know the world is currently divided because of this issue of GMOs.
Yeah, it's definitely not good for you. It's just like whatever you consume is what you become. And a lot of this stuff that they add to the plants to get them to grow or to preserve them, our bodies can't naturally break it down. So I'm thinking that's what's causing a lot of issues. And then we have all these food recalls and people dying from E. coli and stuff that they get from devil balls. It's so much better. The food that we get from the grocery store don't nourish our body as much as the stuff we can grow on our own. We see stuff on TV and this big old beautiful tomato that you can get from the store, not knowing how much chemicals they put in that to actually get it like that. You can take the ugliest tomato you can grow. It can have 10 times more nutrients in it than that beautiful tomato you got from the store. And that tomato from the store is going to taste just like water. Just that tomato that you get out of your garden, it's going to taste sweet, delicious, and it's going to have nutrients in it that your body actually needs.
All right. Allow me to say hi to a few people I see on the chat. I see Triple C, Connor, Cobalt Clubhouse. Thank you so much for coming in. I see MTGV. Welcome, MTGV. Nice to see you. The people are saying, I love onions.
A lot of people do.
It is not who doesn't do onions. I don't know what onions did to him. He says onions don't agree with him. Onions don't agree with him at all. So Connor Clubhouse Cobalt, thank you so much once again for coming in. David Ant, I'm not going to repeat what I said. You'll have to get earphones. Odom does not take okra. It's the grandkids. So that's why I said that's why I didn't even do a follow-up to that question. Benny Blanco, welcome. Nice to see you. Everybody just say, I love onions. I love onions. Yes, guys, the devil's balls. The devil's balls.
That's what I call them.
Okay, Odom, what about garlic? It's in the onion family, so it's still
Garlic's
garlic.
fine. I love garlic.
Okay. Just checking in, just checking.
Keep that garlic in, sis. May keep them mosquitoes off of you in the summertime and vampires.
I love that. I wish everyone here great success in their gardens. If you are new to it, patience is the biggest requirement. And then Mr. Peterson Farms of Nashville says, I'm watching Goga on TV and Odom's on my phone. So sharing, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Guys, if you don't have Odom, once again, click on the pinned link. It will take you directly to his stream. Get to support him from the other side. The link will take you directly there to his live stream. You can grow peaches, tomato, cucumbers, watermelon, even anything but the green. Okay, this is still anti-okra. This is still anti-okra campaigns and stuff. Okay. What can you advise Africa debate on GMO? Goga asked Odom. What can you advise? I don't think I got. Odom, did you get this question? Maybe Odom got it differently than me. There's a question by Dennis. Dennis asking, is like, what can you advise Africa to debate on GMO?
Don't do it. Stuff is not supposed to be preserved for that long. When you get a loaf of bread don't supposed to last you 2 weeks. I mean, 3 days at the most. Fruits that they pick early, and you ever went to the grocery store and you see these beautiful fruit, but they spraying this stuff on it? It's called a peel. A peel, they say it don't hurt you, but you can't believe all that. You know, you see people that use all these different chemicals to wash their food off after they get it from the store. They think it's going to be so much better. Well, it's not, because that stuff is already inside that fruit. So you're still going to consume it. You just can't wash it off the outside. And they can grow stuff GMO, organic, like they say, but they also use stuff to preserve that food. And the preserving in the food is getting into that food. So our bodies can't break down a lot of this stuff that they add into our food. And some stuff they use, it's like, the bread that you get from Subway? The Subway bread? That stuff has the same chemicals in it that they use to make wrestling mats.
Wow.
Yeah. So we just gotta be mindful of some of the stuff we put in our body. They want to tell us it's good for us and it looks good, but in all actuality, it's not. All this GMO stuff is not good for it.
It's best to grow what you like to eat. Morgan TV says this. Odom, what if you don't have the space? And I can see the conversation around people are moving into terrace gardening, balcony gardening, like even if you live in the apartments.
Containers. Stalks.
Talk to us about this, because I know it's a trend that is emerging and a lot of people are embracing it. It's very small scale, to be honest. Talk to us about this. It's something that I've noticed.
Yeah, it can be done. When I was growing up, my grandmom used to grow potatoes all year round, even in wintertime in the house. She had this thing called a potato box, and she would grow potatoes in there. She always had herbs in her windowsills. She always had houseplants. She always kept houseplants. It's, even if you got limited space, like I said, I only got a half an acre. I got 23 fig trees, 7 different grapevines, 18 blueberry bushes, 3 peach trees, 4 pear trees. The list go on and on. Annual garden, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, bananas, 5 different banana varieties. Your space is limited to your ideal. If you want it, you can do it.
Interesting perspectives here. Kisha says some produce, fresh foods in the grocery store in the USA are harvested 6 months to a year and out in storage before being sold. Sunship Soil is asking you an interesting question here. And I like Sunship Soil's name because it has soil in there. So another gardener in the building. Do your farmers do your farmers market allow customers to pay with EBT or food stamps?
A lot of them do. Even now, even the big box stores, some of them now even allow you to use EBT to purchase fruit trees and fruit bushes and stuff like that.
Okay. Something funny that can only come from Benny. Onions are good for the breath. It keeps people away.
That's like attempted assassination to me, bro. I can't eat that. Trying to take me out.
That's funny. Okay, people talking about okra. The policy, Goga. What? Just hold on, Goga. What is the policy on exporting seeds to the United States? I do know seeds. I may not be very familiar with it, but I do know there's a time I used to live in South Africa, and I remember that there used to be they always had to check for seeds. Like anytime I was getting into the country, they always had to check. It was part of the things that they used to check because they never used to allow for seeds, especially from outside, to get into the country for some reason. So I think this is a broad policy. So even if I was to send Odom seeds, I'm sure the American regulations maybe also are not silent on this. I'm sure they have something to say about this. I don't know that Odom, you have anything to weigh in on this, on getting seeds. Have you ever been sent seeds, let's say from abroad, or how is that experience?
Well, I've been sent seeds and stuff, but mostly from the inside the United States. They don't too much say nothing about it. I know they do have a lot of concerns when us sending seeds somewhere else, or even to some states we can't even ship trees and stuff to. Like Florida, we can't buy citrus from Florida or Texas or something like that.
Crooked Peach says, eating this commercially grown food, we have become unwilling lab rats.
That's true.
And then Extreme says, my grapes were white colored, nasty. So many pesticides.
Good.
Odom's last video, when you're talking about your cabbages, you had to explain the white thing on your cabbages on the video you posted yesterday.
That's whey. Actually, it's like spoiled milk. You just take it and you strain it, and you take the whey, and the liquid that comes off of that is whey. And I add distilled water to that, and I spray it on them. It helps them grow. It gives them a little nutrients, and it also would deter stuff from chewing on it because of bad milky smell. They don't like eating stuff like that. It's kind of organic. It's like an organic fertilizer, pesticides, all at once.
How often do you eat out?
Not that much. I do still eat out some, but not as much as I did, say, 8-9 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Special occasions or something like that, or you don't feel like cooking, we might grab something. But I hadn't ate McDeath in for years. When somebody say something about McDonald's, I don't eat. I hadn't ate McDeath in years.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I saw that question from Nora, and I think I totally resonated because she says that she hasn't eaten out for the last 8 years, just like you, and she just says my skin looks so much better. I just need more melanin, but I let the sun work on that particular part. Although one of the things I would now want to ask is just the price, the cost of this passion. What is the investment that goes into your gardening? I know it's you said it's a small space, the growing zone, and there are only certain things that you can grow. But what is the cost of pursuing this passion? Does it eat too much into your into the monies that you get from your main hustle? It could be pesticides, it could be products, it could be buying the seeds, it could be buying the equipment. Talk to us about the cost.
No, it really don't cost much. Because what I do, I don't go out and purchase big trees or nothing like that. I like buying most of my stuff bare root or actually cuttings. So I don't spend nowhere near as much as I would when I'm going out buying big trees and nothing like that. I mean, bro, what's going on, bro? it don't really cost that much. I mean, yeah, of course, I got some investment in it throughout the years because I wait till if I see something at a big box store that I want, I'll wait till the end of the season sale when they putting
Ah,
every things down for half price. Then I might stock up then. That's what a lot of us gardeners do. We wait till the end of the season sale when they put everything on sale. Don't wait to
my,
spring when they first get stuff out. Wait till the end of the season, and that everything gonna be half price or only a fraction of the price it was, and you can rack up. That's when you buy all your stuff, or you trade with other YouTubers. Because most of us with growing is our passion, so we grow and we take a lot of cuttings and stuff, and we sell it for a fraction of the price that you will get
mm,
from buying it online or from one of the big box stores. And it don't have all that
mm.
fertilizer on it, so your trees ain't gonna go through withdrawals.
Nice. What is that one thing that you've always wanted to grow, and maybe the zone regulations don't allow, or maybe it's just that the effort that will go into it maybe may require. What is that one thing that you aspire to actually
Citrus,
just?
citrus. If I could grow citrus in my yard, my whole yard. Citrus probably wouldn't even be my favorite thing anymore. Citrus might be because I love growing citrus, but I can't grow as much because I have to bring them in and out of the house or in and inside the greenhouse. I want to put stuff in the ground and let it grow to its true potential.
Nice citrus. That's an interesting choice, Odom. You do have lemons, I guess.
Yeah, I got citrus. I got a Moore's blood orange. I got a Myers lemon. I got Nagami kumquat. I got a Meewall kumquat. I got a brown celeste satsuma. Yeah, that's all the citrus I got.
Oh wow! And yeah, Broke Farmer. I like Broke Farmer's name. Broke Farmer says citrus for the win. Citrus for the win.
Yeah,
Citrus for the
citrus.
win. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sharon, for connecting to Odom. I really appreciate that, Sharon, and I hope you are better. Sharon was indisposed a couple of
G2.
weeks ago. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sharon. RN2 CEO, welcome. I saw Sue Miller says we save seed and share seed, compost and PT. And
Yeah.
then LGG says save our seeds, save our seeds, save our seeds. And then I saw GTJR grows it Alaska. Welcome GTJR. Welcome. We just been having a conversation here, so into have this conversation around gardening. Benny asks, do you need a certain amount of acres for the amount you want to grow?
Not necessarily. I mean, they give you these space about how they need your stuff to be spaced out 10, 15 feet between each tree and all of that. If you want stuff to grow that tall, I guess, yeah, it is best to have that space. But if you grow stuff closer together, you just have to do a lot more pruning to keep stuff in the shape. Just like me. Like I said, I'm on a half an acre. I probably got over 50, 60 trees all in ground. And so I have to keep stuff pruned a lot. It all depends on how you want stuff to look and how you want stuff to grow. You can do stuff like asparagus, whatever you want, however you want to say it, where you grow stuff on a line, two lines, and just stretch it out, and that's all you want it to grow. There's so many different ways to get around to grow what you want to grow. It's so many different ways. Containers, raised beds. There's a lot you can do.
LGG is asking, Odom, do you got seeds from Blood Orange or Air Lake? Am I saying it right? Or Air Lake?
You got seeds from Blood Orange or Air Lake. No, I had one because I just got this Moore's Blood Orange in April, and I already had 3 fruit off of it. 2 of them didn't have no seeds in it.
Why is everybody getting excited over citrus?
Citrus
Even Peterson Farms of Nashville is like, yay to the citrus. I'm like,
because we can't. He's Nashville. We can't really grow too much citrus here. I mean, they started to make more cold-hardy varieties that I'm actually trying to put in the ground. and see if I can get them up on the canopy so stuff that don't die back over the winter. So maybe that'll help. See, we can't grow it here, so that's what makes it so exciting, and it tastes so much. It tastes so much better than the citrus we got from the store.
Nora is asking you, what does blood orange? What does blood orange taste like? I feel like it's bitter.
No, it's kind of like a raspberry flavor. Actually, it's like raspberry in the inside. The first one I got wasn't always right. It split on me, so I went ahead and ate it. It was kind of a little sour. It didn't even start turning red yet. But that second one, it was real red in the middle, and it's kind of like a raspberry orange flavor. It's actually pretty freaking good. Not as sweet. I don't think it's as sweet as a regular orange, but it's pretty freaking good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I've tasted it before. It's not so. It has a but it was nice. It wasn't so bitter. It wasn't bitter. It had a sour taste to it, but it wasn't bad. Because you have a question here. Sorry, I got this.
Ooh, that's some cold.
Benny says, "Oh, Crooked Peach is just guiding me and says that yes, Goga is because citrus is hard to grow. That's why everybody's like obsessed with this." And then hold on.
Certainly touch ball for me either.
Yeah, citrus is a challenge to grow. Rather, citrus is a challenge to grow. Extreme is asking you, do you graft your trees? We have two different kinds of pear trees here.
Yes, you can graft it. I've tried. I had some success, but I'm still in the learning process on my grafting.
Yeah. LGG says, I want to grow papaya, but they get so big. SMH.
Here, I threw some papayas out in my compost, and I had a bunch of them, and I spread my compost around my trees in the fall time or beginning of spring. And I had so many papayas growing up the year before last that got up to like 5 foot tall before winter came and they just killed them off.
Wow. Benny says, I put sugar in my red orange. Okay, that's that's a good one. That's a good one. I think that's it on the questions. I like the engagement. And Nora says, okay, wow, I might try that then. I have Valencia. Okay.
Oh, I had a Valencia orange. It died on me. I want another one so bad. That's one more citrus I'll try to get.
All right. Goga, thanks for coming through. You're most welcome, LGG. Yes, I think I've captured. If there's anybody who has asked anything on the chat and I skipped it, I think nowadays I'm trying as much as I can to be on top of the chat. So long as it's not a party I can manage. If it's a party, I leave it to the moderators. Okay, so guys are talking about sugar on orange. I'm in zone 8 and I have to overwinter my trees in the house. But this year we built a greenhouse. Awesome. And this would be Brock Farmer is asking Odom, who is the co-host? let me allow Odom to answer that. So yeah, so
this is Goga. I call him Mr. President because he's the president of these Y2 streets. I'm telling you, he sheds so much knowledge. I've learned so much by watching Goga's live stream. It's unreal. Learn how to do stuff behind the scenes. He shows you a lot.
Thank you, Odom. Brock Farmer, we are collaborating today. I'm in Kenya and Odom is in the States. So I've always wanted to have Odom on my show. We call it the Sunday Service Live. So Odom is my co-host today at the Sunday service, but we are multi-streaming, so that's why he's able to do the live stream on his channel as well, so that you guys can get to benefit from his, his experience on being on this live stream, and at least you're also able to answer ask questions, and I'll be able to highlight it for them, so that it's not just my community benefiting from his wisdom and knowledge. I hope that helps. So it's a collaboration, but we are multi-streaming on both platforms. So, but I'm glad to host him today. All right. So thank you so much. I can see you guys connected to Odom. Yes, we need to get Odom to like 2K. He's almost there. He's in the hundreds to go. JD, nice to see you. LGG is asking you got fruit from papaya. Sell the saplings.
Oh, I didn't get fruit from them. They come up from the seeds from the papayas that I threw out there in the compost tank. They all died back by winter time, so they weren't able to produce.
Yeah,
I was hoping that they would make it and be awesome.
Oh, Nora, Brock Farmer is on Odom's side. This what multi-streaming looks like. So we can be on both sides, but I can see every chat from both sides. But if you're on my live stream, you may not be able to see certain people that I'm addressing. And if you're on Odom's live stream, you may not be able to see certain people that I'm addressing on my chat. But we can see Odom and I can see everyone pretty much on our side. So
That's what I love about the garden community too, because you can get big channels.
Yeah.
And they still come around and watch small content creators because they're amazing people. Gardeners are amazing people.
Gardeners are amazing people. I'm feeling the love. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. I mean, it's totally like a gray area for me. I'm used to like policy documents and stuff like that. Today I'm talking about gardening. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It's mind blowing. Odom, there's a lot of conversation here around greenhouses, and Kisha is talking about it. LGG is talking about it. Have you ever had to install a greenhouse, and how is that experience like?
Yeah, I got one little cheap one that I got up around my feet. Then I got another one. I just got the base up so far from. It's a polycarbonate greenhouse. It's more thicker, so that's why I'm hoping to get all my citrus that if I can get it up before actually cold get there. If not, they'll just be coming in the house. But if you're in a cold climate like me and if you want to start your seedlings early, then a greenhouse is a perfect thing to get. If you got citrus you want to overwinter, you still might have to add some heat off in there and a fan to keep it circulating and mist them down. But greenhouse is a great investment, especially if you like citrus and you're living in a cold climate, or tropical plants and you're living in a cold climate.
Right. What is Goga's channel link? Okay, I'm coming to Odom's channel right now. Give me like a moment. I'll come there briefly. Let me give him time to say hi to you guys before we get into the next part.
if you in my chat, if you could type TN because Tennessee, where I'm from, or passion because growing is my passion. Either one of them will drop you a link in my chat.
All right, don't worry. I'll be there. I'll be there in a bit. TN. Oops, I'm in my own live
G Mama grows.
Right, guys, I'm coming. Yeah, G Mama grows. Welcome. Nice to see you. Yeah, welcome, G Mama. Let me come here. TN. I've just typed TN on Odom's chat. There it is. Yeah. And guys, give Odom a thumbs up. Give Odom a thumbs up as well. As much as you're like watching on his side, please give him a thumbs up. We need those thumbs ups to go up. Odom's thumbs ups and my thumbs ups should tally. If you're looking at numbers, they should tally. So thank you so much, everyone. And Odom, I see you set up those things. They are running.
Yeah. I think I actually learned how to do that from you.
No, I'm impressed. Like they're literally running. Like I'm just like, boop. Because when it started, because I have you on a different tab. So I had to switch to the tab, and I remember when I got to the tab, they were not running. I think that's the point you are setting them. But now I just came and I found they're running. So I think good selection. Famous, nice to see you, Famous. Rooted and Essential Oils is in the building. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's connect to each other. If you don't know anybody, if you're on Odom's chat, just type TN, and then the Nightbot there is able to drop your link. If you're on my live stream, just type Goga and or host, and my Nightbot will be able to drop your link as well in case anybody wants to connect to you. And yeah, that's how we keep supporting each other. And then we grow. All right, I'm going to now get into some other interesting aspects. I know Odom can talk about gardening all day, but let me give you guys some receipts. So when we were just before we started the live stream, Odom was backstage. Odom was backstage, and I was ready, so I was just trying to set up my my music and everything. So I don't know what Odom was. I think either the volume. I think he had either muted the computer volume or something. Odom was singing. Odom was singing in the background. I could hear everything he was singing. I'm trying to get his attention. He's busy singing. Like the man can sing. The man can sing. And let me just give you context so that you can understand where this is coming from. And I'm going to ask him a question about it just now. So watch this, guys. Watch this like right now.
Took me a while, but I'm finally here. I just want to testify, make it crystal clear. Seems I've been picked out to be picked on. Talked about out my friend's mouth. I've been beat down till he turned my life around. Seems like I've always fallen short of being worthy. 'Cause I ain't good enough, but he still loves me. I ain't no superstar, the spotlight ain't shining on me. 'Cause I ain't good enough, but he still loves me.
Talk to us about singing, because you're always singing. You always, even when you're talking about gardening, you sneak in a song. You just can't help yourself. There's always something about music and singing, and this is a very interesting question. Like, where did your passion for singing come from? And do you find it therapeutic, similar to gardening itself?
Yes, I do. And actually, I think my singing actually comes from my aunt, because she's a very Christian woman and she was always singing. And every time she sang, it put her in such a good mood. And it's like, for me, music is like food to your soul. It just feeds your soul, especially some great gospel. Oh man, songs that got meaning. That's what touches me.
Nice. And any particular genres of song that you love? And I like how you said, so mostly it would be gospel, because I notice you sing mostly Christian and gospel songs. Are there any particular songs that really interest you?
Oh, I like all kinds of music. I like gospel. I like R&B. I grew up in the R&B era. I like some rap. I mean, I like country.
You love country music?
Yeah, I like country. Even one of my theme songs is actually a country song that I think is the theme song of my channel. I think it's a country song.
Wow. Everybody on the chat is just like, wow, wait, what? That is him singing? That is him? Yes, I'm told there's a difference between singing and singing. Yes, that one is singing. He's singing from his soul. He's singing from his soul. One of the things somebody then would ask you, Odom, is, gardening just like, singing for some reason, and just like gardening, I'm trying to like link gardening as a form of self-expression. And I'm trying to pick it like like something like singing. Are there any parallels that you see between your gardening passion and your singing as a passion? Is there a place that they intersect and that inspires you?
Plants love song. It's like I tell everybody, my citrus trees love country music, and my fig trees they like more of a R&B like. So it seems like to me they just do better when I'm around and I'm singing to them. I don't know. It just might be me thinking in my head, but to me that's what I feel. That's what I feel. I just point that.
Interesting. Don't worry, guys. We're going to give Odom a chance to perform for us something, because the reason I'm very curious about his singing is also when he's doing his gardening. And I like how you say that your citrus, like they love you singing a particular song. Let's say there's also a way you talk to your plants. Anytime like you're walking around your garden, it feels like you're speaking to your plants like directly. You have moments in your videos where I'm like, I don't think Odom is talking to me anymore. I think Odom is talking to the guava tree. Odom is talking to the to the papaya or something like that.
I give names too. I give every one of them names.
Is this? I asked Christina. Christina was seated exactly where you are seated, and I was asking Christina, who is also a gardener. Because she says she speaks to her plants, and I asked that particular thing from the gardening community. Is it true that the plants actually hear? Is it true, like even when you have these house plants, house flowers, it is good practice to speak to them? And if you speak to them in a healthy way, there's a way they thrive in a very healthy way than when they, when you're speaking to them negatively. Talk to us about this, because I know it's a very popular thing in gardening.
Yeah, sometimes you can be angry at that plant. I mean, you tell her you don't produce nothing this year, you out of here, buddy. Some things are doing great. He's like, baby, I love you. You growing out the box. That's my baby right there. You doing your thing and shit. You celebrate them when they doing good, and then you criticize them when they doing bad. I mean, I think they really understand what you're talking about. It seems like to me, the ones that I criticize and chastise start doing a little bit better. It's just like my pineapple pears, 4 years in the ground, never fruited. Now it's flowering like crazy. It's got so many pears on it it's trying to produce in the wrong time of the year. So I told it, I hope you keep up that same energy when spring comes around next year. You keep up that same energy. You just keep producing like you're doing now. So we'll see. See if he's gonna listen or he's gonna be hard-headed. Like my apple tree, one of my apple tree, my honeycrisp, I call it the hard-head because it's a 5 year in the ground and it hasn't flowered not once. So it's hard-headed.
Interesting stuff. When you're doing your gardening, is singing part of the works? Because yes, I do know you have some moments when you just, let's say it's not a live stream, for example. You just let's say you're just clearing the, either you're clearing the, removing the weeds, or you're just trying to get things cleaned up. Is that part of the process of gardening?
Oh yeah, if I'm cleaning or something like this, or I'm getting ready for the change of a season, I always like to say, well, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary. It just symbolized to me the changing of a season into something new. I think stuff like that.
Nice. Interesting stuff. A man of many talents. Mr. Odom sounds empathic too. Is this an accurate observation? From Crooked Pitch. So, I see your dog there. Oh my goodness, yeah. Talk to us about these other babies.
That's my mom. Yeah, they spoiled. They babies. They 3 years old. Birthdays 4th of July. They brothers and sisters. The male is St. Thomas. And my female is Spice.
Yeah, I just saw like a tail moving behind it. I was like, oh, they're the dogs. They're They're literally next to their daddy right there. So it's amazing. Yeah, and I see them as part of your gardening as well, because there's a video I think you are doing, and they were just playing around at some point. Like they were just like playing behind you, I think, on the space as you are doing your thing.
They protect us in the garden too. They keep a lot of rabbits and squirrels and stuff like that out, moles, and even try to get skunks.
Interesting stuff. All right. Okay. Let me see. Odom, pick a good song. We need a performance. That is from LGG. Okay. Fine. The people have spoken. Odom, you have to get us we are listening. I'm going to mute my music. Now that you've given people your voice, they want to listen. So we are going to listen to Odom. He promised anyway. So he sings so well. He'll get me into copyright claims. He sings so good. But we'll handle it. We'll be able to handle it. We are not scared of copyright claims. G Mamas is laughing. G Mamas is laughing there on the chat. I speak to my plants, Tan also. I'm a tough plant mother. All that screaming at that pineapple plant, and she finally produced.
Yeah.
I don't look at what she started. And then Crooked Pitch says, it is so good to know. I used to hide the fact that I love on my plants. When I harvest my spring onions, I ask the earth for permission. Oh my goodness, that's profound. That's profound. That's coming from Rebecca Le Prince, who is watching you from the UK. Crooked Pitch, do you speak to your okra plants? David Ant is asking Crooked Pitch. That is a conversation between the two of them. They're still having drama from the party last week. All right. Thank you so much, Sorrel Mish. Okay, guys, allow me. Let me give him the chance to also just bless us with his voice. David Ant, your okra question has been answered when you had headphones. Miss V, nice to see you. Appreciate you guys. If you have not connected to Odom, the link is pinned up there. Get out of my live stream, go connect to him. Then you can he has live streams, and we're going to talk about that in the next part of the conversation. We're going to talk about his shows, and then we get to hear about that. So make sure you get out of my live stream, go connect to him, and then you can come back. All right, Odom, let me mute my song so that we can listen to this. All right.
All right. I think the first one it would be I like to bring, because if God's in you, He's gonna show up in whatever you do. So this is one I like to sing. God, you taught me to trust you. You showed me how to believe. You're the author and the finisher of what you started me. So I'm not gonna doubt it. I'm gonna hold on to peace. Cause if I have you and nothing else, I still have everything. Cause if I never see the promise of this side of the grave, my hope might be shaken, but my faith will never break. Because I know the day is coming when you right all of the wrong. So I praise you in the waiting, and my faith will stay strong. Yes, sir. My faith will always stay strong. And one I like to do for my channel, it's kind of like a country, and it goes, them dirt roads ain't go down here. It's hell on earth, anything goes down here. Trying to get, I messed that up. The dirt
You got
roads
it.
ain't go down here. It's hell on earth, anything goes down here. Trying to get, I done messed that up. Let me let that go. My breath messed up.
Thank you so much, guys. I like the hats. Drop those nice hats. Odom's color is blue, so he loves blue. So you can drop those nice blue hats on the chat. As he, I love it. 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 A man of many talents, and everybody on the chat is just wild, and everybody just loving on you. And
Hey, I have to, can I pause this for a minute? I have to run to the little boy's room.
no worries. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be
Okay.
here. I'll be here. All right. So, guys, as Odom takes a quick commercial break, I hope you're enjoying this conversation because I am. It's beyond gardening. We are now talking about, other passions that, he pursues. And for him, it is the singing. We are going to talk about his amazing shows. And, you're going to actually at least appreciate how he has curated a community around conversations, real world conversations. And that is going to be like our third part and segment of this conversation we are having. So if you have not connected to the amazing co-host of the Sunday service today, what are you waiting for? Click on the pinned link there. It will take you directly to his live stream. He does live streams. At least I've been on Odom's live streams. I think 3. I think he does like 3 probably in a week. I always stumble upon them for some reason. But I know the morning one that he does, the evening one he does on Thursdays, and I know the one he does on. There's another one. There's the kickoff, and then there's the get it off your chest, and we're going to talk about that. So if you have not yet connected to him, do the necessary. Make sure you connect to the gentleman. Make sure you connect to the gentleman and get to meet his amazing community. Yeah, so it's beautiful just listening to all these amazing conversations around gardening. And if you have any particular question that you want to ask, please, by all means, do ask. Crooked Pete is saying, gardening with Goga, a future YT hit. Crooked, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Mindful, welcome Akashi. How you doing, my amazing sister from Oklahoma? Oklahoma is in the building. It's I don't know. I keep on saying Oklahoma. It's supposed to be Oklahoma, but I normally say Oklahoma because it's good to say. My amazing sister from Oklahoma, Akashi, is in the building. Welcome. Odom is back on his seat. Let me bring him back to his yeah, Oklahoma. How you doing, Akashi? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I guess love that. Oklahoma. Oklahoma. I mean, it is literally there. Like, how do you not say Oklahoma? Like, it's literally there. Like, it's almost inviting you to say it, like not Oklahoma. Oklahoma. And Akashi loves okra anyway, so we are good. We are good. Thank you so much. Odom is back. Okay, so let me see. Where are we? Bayou Sugar Garden says, Goga, our gardening community is very contagious. We love you growing in no time.
We will. It's addicted. We'll have you growing something.
I always just the only things I have near me are my house plants, like the two of them, and they're like on the balcony right now. And sometimes when my biggest fear is always like when I see a leaf drying up, it stresses the hell out of like my head. Like I'm like, why are you drying up? Like why?
Sometimes they just die off and get ready for new.
Yeah, so it's always like I think that's the only thing I do, but I do love that space of being in the garden, farming. Um, the other day I was watching Autumn. The other day I was watching a show on Netflix by Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart has this show that has been released on Netflix on what happened to her, the scandal and everything. And she was talking about gardening, and she said something very profound, like if you want to be happy, get married for if you want to be happy for a year, get married. I don't know. If you want to do something, I don't know, do this. But if you want to like be happy for a lifetime, start gardening. It was
Yeah,
so deep. It was so deep,
yes,
and I was like,
that is
I said
true.
I would ask Odom about this.
That is true. It don't matter what stress you've been going through that day. You go out there in that garden, you forget all about that. It just is gone.
Okay. One of the things that you also do on your channel is so you balance multiple talents in terms of not just the singing, not just the gardening, but also one of the things that made me consider actually bringing you to the Sunday service was one of your shows, the Get It Off Your Chest Thursdays. There's a time I came to that live stream. It was, and I was telling you behind the stage that it's normally like 8 p.m. for your time, but it's normally like early in the morning for me when I'm just preparing for work when it's like running. And you had this amazing panel of men of color, black men, and they were having a very solid conversation on something. And we don't get to see a lot of black men on spaces like YouTube.
Yeah,
And I keep telling people that some people disagree with me and they say, no, they're the minority. They're the minority because you're not having a lot of men of color making content and putting content on this platform. And for me, it was a very nice, I loved how you were hosting that particular live stream. And it was a beautiful panel. It was nice seeing all these people from different parts of, different parts of the US, because I know most of them were predominantly American. What inspired this show, Get It Off Your Chest? First of all, the name itself, there's just something about it. And these guys were discussing real world issues. So I like how the conversation can easily move from gardening to actually a problem that is actually affecting people in the society,
yeah,
and people actually sharing that stuff out. Odom, it is very hard to get men to speak about their problems. It is also, I mean, most of black men to talk about their problems, especially on open platforms like this. What inspired you to start this Get It Off Your Chest show? And what was the logic behind it?
Well, actually, I heard an echo. But actually, I was just trying to think of something because I'm a gardener. Most stuff I was doing was just showing my garden. I
Yeah.
was saying morning inspiration gospel shorts and make them like a short. But in the fall of the year and the winter, I wasn't doing too much in the garden, and I was trying to get my foot in the live streaming, and I was trying to think of what I can do. I got shows that I watch on Tuesday night for gardening. I got shows I watch on Wednesday night. It's kind of like it's called Wind Down Wednesday, and that really inspired me the most. And that's what the Everyday Life of an OC Dish Chick and Hands in the Dirt. And I was thinking, what? Now I watch Miss Shirley. She comes on from 6 my time to 8. I was like, well, I need to find somewhere from 8 to like 10. It's like middle of the week. They done went through Wind Down Wednesday. They done heard their garden talk with Miss Shirley. So why not get it off your chest? Because I got so much to get off my chest. So I was like, get it off your
Yes.
chest Thursday. My second live was about how you block your own blessings. I like sharing stuff that happened to me in my life because I done moved past it, got over it. No matter what the hurt was or the pain was, I done got past that. And I just like people to know you can get past whatever it is. I mean, you ain't got to keep all this stuff built up inside you. If you release some of this stuff and let go and start forgiving people, you'll start reaping them blessings that you're blocking. So get it off your chest Thursday. I shared a lot. I shared some of the stuff about my father. I shared some stuff about my mama. I shared some stuff about how I grew up, how I was raised. I mean, I'm not ashamed of nothing I've been through. That's past. I've grown. I moved past that. I'm at a different level. So that's why I can share. So some people know it's all right to share some stuff. You ain't got to keep everything hidden in. You ain't got to keep everything inside. People cannot use stuff against you if you already moved past it. So that's where Get It Off Your Chest Thursday came from.
And it's one of the shows that has been very consistent, and this shows how it's something that is very close to your heart. So how do you sustain the momentum? Because one of the things that most of us as content creators grapple with is, and I like how you brought it out, most of us, we fear being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And we fear being vulnerable because we don't want to be judged, because we are content creators. It has to be perfect. When you're on YouTube, it's like you're on TV, like perfection is there. But sometimes people are dealing with a lot, and for you to get things off your chest, you're opening yourself to vulnerability, which most people sometimes, because they've created this imaginary world where things have to be perfect, they're not easily going to be, they're not like really willing to actually put it out there. How do you sustain that? Because one of the things I like with your speakers on this Get It Off Your Chest episode is how they're very open, they're very forthright, they're really actually sharing things about them, and you're like, let me sip my tea. I'm like, okay. How have you been able to sustain a community that can actually just open up? Because one of the biggest problems you have is people opening up and even asking for help.
When you share stuff that happened to you, the people are more likely to open up and share what stuff that happened to them. And in turn, that's helping somebody else to open up and share what's happening to them. And that it's not vulnerability, really. You got to look at it as like healing. Because when you're sharing stuff and you're getting it off your chest, you're healing yourself. All the traumas that we've been through in life, because all of us been through them. Whether you're growing up or if you was grown, everybody been through something in life. You ain't got to keep stuff like that hid. If you keep stuff like that hid, it's always going to stay on your mind. It's always going to bother you. You always think people going to use that against you. But if I put it out, I heal from it. I've learned from it. I'm grown from it. I can move past that. I can let that go. And I share stuff. So in turn, people get up and they share stuff with us and we help each other. That's why I say it's life lessons. Sharing life lessons. So that's what I do. I share my life lessons. In turn, it might help you.
I love that. And Jerry Kimani says, speaking up is healing. LGG says, we trust this community. That's why trolls are not welcome. Hate is not welcome. Yeah, it's a very positive community. I've seen that. There's also, let me see, there's something I saw up there by Extreme says, experience goes a long way. Goes a long way. Eva Kika says, way, Goga. Yeah, what is way? Jason and Gina, nice to see you. Official Jamia, welcome. LGG says, if you are stagnant, we cannot grow. If you're stagnant, we cannot grow. The past is the past from Extreme Fitness. Irene Zab, nice to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Brooke Farmer, welcome to my community. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to each and everybody from Odom's community who has connected to my house. Thank you so much. It's nice to see you guys also on this other side. Thank you. I appreciate it. And there's also the kickoff. So you have two shows. You have the Get It Off Your Chest, and you also have the kickoff. And I think, let me just see whether I can share this on the screen. Yes, there's that, and there's this Get It Off Your Chest Thursdays, and there's the kickoff. Talk to us about the kickoff. I know it's more than just a football show, because I've seen you also have this as a space for conversations. Yeah.
The kickoff is more like gardening. It's like you're kicking your week off with gardening talk. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I designed it.
Mm.
Before then, actually, me and my brother J3, we had a show that we did on Mondays called The Jump Off. And that show, we showcase other content creators to get them a little bit more exposure and help other content creators, just like we've been helped by so many, like Bro
Yeah.
Farmer. We help a lot of.
Yes.
We call our
Yeah.
internet cousin. I mean, Bro Farmer's a great guy. The everyday life of OCD shit. I mean, great people, great community. The kickoff is just gardening talk. I like that interaction with other people. I like to hear other people's perspective. So I'm always going to drop the link or pin the link so you can come up and if you don't like what I say, just dispute it or just bring your perspective in on what the topic we're talking about. It's just amazing show, I think. I like to do it in the garden. I was doing it every week. Now I switch it kind of every 2 weeks. I like to do it in the garden, but since it's getting darker, it's probably going to be more on the inside because we started getting dark here about 5, and I usually do it about 5:30. Might change it to 4:30. It all depends on how my work schedule runs.
That's good. I like what LGG says. Safe space is expected from all hosts. When we come into the room and we know we are respected and cared for and supported, amen. And I like that because it's also like respect. It's also like respect because Odom says a very important thing. We've been helped before, and that's why we are like agents of also just supporting and helping other people. So because it takes a village, it does take a village. When it comes to I also like what you do with the gardening and chat segment. You normally have these pop-up lives that sometimes you do like randomly, where you're just like chatting and going through your garden. It's like we are on a virtual tour with you as you're inspecting the plants and how they are doing. Yeah, that's also like a very interesting segment. Is this something that is this going to remain a pop-up? Is it something that you hope to actually make it like a thing as well? Because I think that has earned its own right to be its own show.
I thought about making one at least on Sundays and start doing more members garden live.
Yeah.
I like doing it on Sundays because I call it reflecting Sundays. And that's basically when I'm just out there reflecting on the week or reflecting on the last month or reflecting on the last year. I love listening to gospel music while I'm out there. So I might be singing gospel while I can't help it. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get to talking and I get to looking at something and it just start coming out. Sometimes I can't help it. It just happens. But I just like reflecting. So I think Sundays is probably going to be one I'll probably start. It probably won't be till next spring because it's getting cold here. But yeah, I like doing that on Sunday, reflecting Sunday.
Absolutely, I love that. And I think these are very creative and they're very like novel ideas of also just trying to expand community. And this is going to be Kisha is already giving you ideas. There's like reflecting Sunday. So the biggest question I'm going to ask you now out of this is because we are content creators, and one of the things is that we when people interact with us, like they kinda get an in of how we think in terms of our creativity. And for me, I see these shows as a work of creativity because get it off your chest. It has a mission. Kick it off. And then, of course, let's say reflecting Sunday, if you decide to go with that particular word. Hey, Howie, how you doing? Howie, welcome. Food Forest Permaculture. So there is also the aspect of, how do we as content creators, spark our creativity in terms of even the kind of, because I think there's a way when you name a show in a certain way, there's a way you can actually set the energy and even the tempo of that particular program. And I like the get it off, and even that's why I was even telling you when you were preparing for this collaboration that I just call the Sunday service episode "Get It Off Your Chest" Sunday because it just feels apt. Let's get it all out. If it is gardening, if it is singing, let's bring it all out on the table and talk about it.
Yes.
What is that? Yeah. So, what is that one piece of advice you would have for these content creators who are watching us right now, all the 50 of them across both channels, in terms of how they approach the creativity, especially around live streams? Because most people sometimes are not even sure what to do on a live stream. Most people are not so sure how to curate a show around live streams. Yet, it is something that they do naturally when they come on the screen.
As far as content creating, I mean, I know sometimes it can be challenging. Sometimes it can be difficult to come up with show ideas or video ideas, and you don't think people are gonna watch it. You don't think people feeling you or whatever. Just never give up. Never give up. I mean, your day is probably coming. You just ain't found your community yet. There's a lot of great communities out here. Just never give up. Just keep believing in yourself and keep pushing forward. That's what I try to do. It ain't been an easy journey for me either, but ain't no quit in me. I ain't never been. So I'm keep pushing forward. Just never give up.
What's your take on the power of collaborating? And I like how you brought in the aspect of collaborating with other people in the gardening space. And you can see it. They literally rally around it because it is a shared passion. So, what is your take on collaboration, and in terms of using it as a tool for community building as well?
It's amazing. If you find, it's like when I first started doing lives, I was nervous. I'll get out. Still am sometimes. And it's
Me
good
too.
to have. It's good to have somebody up there with you. Just like I said, you're gonna feel like Michael Jackson talking to the man in the mirror. It just helps out a lot. It helps you both out. I think you settle down a lot more, and it brings out your true self. Everybody sees more of your true self when you're interacting with somebody else. So that's why I like dropping the link or having people come up, share their passion. I share my passion. We answer questions in the chat, answer questions for us. It's all one big inner sync community, big family, as you will.
I love that.
We help each other.
We do help each other. Going back to that question I was asking earlier about men of color, I wanted to just find out about your experiences as a black man, black American man living in the United States, which comes with its own, I always say that's also that comes with its own fair share of challenges. Your experiences, collective experiences for the last 48 plus years. How have these experiences influenced how you approach not just your day-to-day job, but also gardening, singing, and each and everything that you do, like even your creative pursuits? How would you say that your experiences as a man of color in the United States have shaped how you approach the things that you do?
I mean, it can be challenging because, when I was growing up, I was looked at like I was going to be in this certain group. Like I was going to be dead or in jail before I was 25.
Yeah.
Gardening is not something we do. Hunting is not something we do. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're even thinking that you're going to be doing this stuff. I don't know what it is about you that makes you want to be like this. And then you hear from people of your own color, and you ain't. Yeah. I'm going to pull your card because you ain't acting like us. You up here singing country music and gospel. That is not how we act. That is not what we do. This is how I do. This is how I act. And I'm a man of color. So people told me that I'm 49 years old now. You said I was going to be gone or in prison by the time I was 25. But I'm not. I'm still alive, kicking it out here free, singing my gospel in my country, loving my family, loving my grandkids. I'm still out here. So you told me a story. And stuff like that can really impact us as we're growing up. And it turned me into a bitter person, like I was saying. It turned me into a bitter person. But no, what the perspective that people have of you is not necessary. It's not where your life is gonna go. Your life can be whatever you want it to be. You can do whatever you want to do in this life. It's some hard work. You might have to fight battles that other people didn't fight. It's a struggle sometimes. But none in life worth having is everything in life that's worth having is worth fighting for and worth working hard for. I learned it at a very young age. If you want something in this world, you gotta work your butt out for it. Simple facts.
I love that. Prove them wrong, living your best life your way. And I like what you brought there about the stereotypes that surround just our existence, especially as men of color. And just what I was trying to tell you earlier, that like, how do we get most of us are even like shy to come on these particular platforms to just share our creativity, and sometimes it's just for the fear of criticism, and maybe sometimes it's just like, I just don't want to put myself out there. I am not confident enough to put my creative pursuits and artistry out there. And then the question then will be, Mr. Practice, how do you handle criticism, and how do you stay motivated, especially when the challenges arise, especially in this?
I used to take criticism very hard. I used to take it very, very, very hard. I did.
Yeah.
Because I had people in my chat, they block it so most people can't see it. YouTube hide it so most people can't see it. Just criticized my dad that passed away. Talked about me. And I used to take it very hard until I listened to one person on here that changed that all around for me. And that was Broke Farmer. He told him, man, tell him shut up. And so that's what I think in my back of my mind every time I see something like that. I think of him saying, man, shut up. And I get to laughing. So it don't bother me no more. It just kind of rolls off my shoulder because I'm thinking what he said because it's so funny. He's like, man, shut up. I don't want to hear that. Ain't nobody on here just trying to be negative. We all on here to try to teach people either garden, how life can beat you down sometime and you can move past it. How stuff can go wrong, but it's always a brighter day the next day. We all on here trying to encourage each other to be the best self that we can be. So why even the negativity coming off? I don't understand that. So just tell them, in the words of internet cousin Broke Farm, man, shut up. You ain't got to tell them that, type it on there. Just say it in your mind and you're going to get to laughing. And then that stuff ain't even going to bother you no more. Just keep being your best self.
Being your best self. I love this. Broke Farmer, you've been given some very amazing shout out. G Mama is laughing because I think G Mama was also thinking of Broke Farmer in Broke Farmer's voice. G Mama is laughing there on the chat. I like what case Extreme Fitness says, with the positive comes the negative, and then Broke Farmer says facts. Broke Farmer says facts. I love this, guys, and thank you so much, guys, for the engagement. Thank you so much, guys, for connecting to both of us. I don't take it for granted. That is the power of collaboration. We get to have this intermingling of communities and different people from different spaces. Extreme says that's what it is about on Extreme Fitness Junkies. That is alignment right there. Jerry Kimani was on this Sunday service one day, and she talked about the power of alignment. That is how you find your community. And Odom just alluded to it, that you may be distracted, but the community will grow eventually. You'll definitely find that alignment as he finds it in the gardening community, in the space of song, and also other challenges. Odom, are there any other passions you pursue other than gardening? Is there any other thing that interests you? There's some people who say that maybe they love,
retirement. I'm pursuing that very heavily.
Wait, what?
Retirement.
Okay, what are you planning? What are you planning on retirement that you're really pursuing? That, like, I love how it came out very naturally, like retirement.
I'm tired of working.
How long have you been? How long have you been at the place you're working? Like, how many years has it been?
The place I work at now, I've been there 15 years? Yeah, 15 years.
Oh wow, that's long. So that's retirement.
Yeah, retirement.
But you'll be retiring probably to pursue something at a higher scale. Your passion at a higher scale.
Yeah, gardening. Owning my own, owning and running my own nursery, and maybe raising some cows and stuff like that. Because I said earlier, the only thing I ever wanted to be when I grew up was a farmer. That's it. I never wanted to do nothing else. I didn't want to be a well cut technician and stuff like that. No.
Kisha here is saying, I'm in forced retirement and loving it. And then, Goga, don't tell my husband. You know your husband is always watching my live stream. Now you've just exposed yourself, so he has probably had me read it loud. He's probably had me read that loud. I like how Odom just said retirement. In terms of one of the things that I was going to ask was about your community. Both on YouTube and this other. You are also on other platforms. I've seen you on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
When it comes to audience engagement, how do you say that, especially your audience, the people who support the support from your audience, how do you say it has impacted your journey on content creation? And you can also just give us an idea of TikTok. How is your TikTok doing as opposed to, like, let's say YouTube? And
actually my TikTok is actually doing a lot better than my YouTube. I've had more members over there, and I don't put out half as many videos over there as I do over here. And a lot of people from my YouTube is on my TikTok and Instagram. So that's awesome. We support each other on all platforms. We find each other there, we're gonna support each other there.
Nice. That's good stuff. Why do you enjoy making content more? Like, I like how you say TikTok has more, you have more going on there than YouTube. Where do you enjoy putting the content?
I enjoy interacting and doing lives more on YouTube, but TikTok, I can listen to music while I'm actually doing a live, or I can sing music without actually getting limited ad revenue.
Yeah,
I don't have to deal with all of them issues over there. So I kind of like TikTok.
Wow. So Odom, you actually have revenue on TikTok. Good to know. How long did it take you to monetize, like, your TikTok? Because I know you have to.
I'm not monetized. You gotta have 10,000 to get monetized over there. Well, I guess when you start doing more lives over there and interacting over it, you start getting more followers over there, and it's a lot easier to grow over there than it is here. So, only thing my problem is with TikTok, I got to do it on my phone, and my eyes bad as it is. I can't hardly see the names because I can't interact like I want to. So, that's what slows me down on moving forward with TikTok.
Let's talk about gear. Like, what is your go-to gear when it comes? Because I know as a gardener, you go for tools and certain things. What about gear when it comes to the investments you've made in terms of the things you use to, create content, like cameras, microphones, ring light,
laptops, gimbals. I purchased ring lights a lot. That's a lot. Actually, my wife gets most of it. I purchased 3 or 4 cameras that I don't even use. I got one I got like 6 months ago. I didn't even took it out of the box the first time. So like,
wait, how many cameras did you say you have had to pass, like, you've not used?
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 then, and one the last one I got like 6 months ago. I ain't even took it out of the box yet.
Wow, interesting. Which is your favorite gear? It appears to be probably the phone.
Yeah, the phone. Now, I like phone better than I do them cameras. For me, it's a lot better, but the volume. I got these little microphones that but they don't seem to work good for me. So, because I don't speak real loud, as most might say. I'm very mellow tone. So sometimes it's hard for me to catch myself. I mean, to speak louder for the camera when I got the phone when I'm away from it. So I have to turn the volume all the way up when I do the editing and stuff like that. I mean,
right. And then Nora says, I want to hear him sing Rough Side of the Mountain. Okay, we will get him to sing it. Don't worry, we'll get him to sing it.
I remember that. That's an old one.
Yeah. We'll get him to sing before he leaves the panel. I love the GoPro. That is from LGG. I love the GoPro from LGG. What about when it comes to like when you're doing your gardening videos? Is that normally a phone? Because I notice, I think you patch it somewhere and then you're probably on the other across, maybe attending to the plants, and the video is somewhere here. But the clarity sometimes is amazing.
Yeah, most of the time it's my phone. I tried the camera. Only thing about that, I gotta keep Joe Delaney. I gotta keep using my laptop and stuff for that. And whereas with my phone, I can just do all my editing and stuff on my phone, and I don't have to keep plugging it into my laptop or into the computer to try to edit it and upload it. And because I can't upload it straight from a camera.
Nice. Editing process, because that's also another thing when content creators go through. Like, how does what is your editing process like? How much time do you spend editing videos?
True. I can tell you the truth. I do a lot of editing, and most of the videos that I record, I never even upload. It's like last week, I think I recorded like 9 videos, but I uploaded one 5-minute video this week. A lot of my videos I don't think is good enough, so I delete. I delete them. They don't even make it. Yeah. If a 5-minute video, it might take me 35, 40 minutes to edit, and it's just a 5-minute video. Then trying to make a thumbnail and all of that stuff, it takes some work.
I like the fact that you're sticking to the whole art of editing, because most one of the conversations that I think people are having on YouTube right now is how people are getting lazy to edit and they're throwing raw footage at audiences as it was shot. They're literally like, I am not even going to bother. I'm just going to upload the entire thing. And you don't see the storytelling. So why is it still important for you to edit, especially when you are getting into a world where people are getting lazy and they don't want to edit?
Because the volume sometimes is real low, or I might be on my gimbal and I accidentally it floats over for a minute, so I got to edit that out. Or the sky in this part is too dark and I have to brighten it up. Or if I say something that, like this last video, I was making that strawberry bed, filling in where I was showing that strawberry bed that I made bigger. And I said I was going to transplant blueberries over there. And it's actually supposed to be strawberries. So just simple stuff. I mean,
makes sense.
You got to edit out some bloopers.
Yeah. Bloopers. I love bloopers. Do you get to put gathering? Do you get to get bloopers in a gathering kind of a setting? Maybe the dogs run or something. Crooked Pitch.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Crooked Pitch had this video that she did the other day where the chickens. She was trying to catch the chickens, and they kept on just chasing around the farm, the garden, and it became like a whole thing.
Actually, I did stories where they chasing each other around here, or we playing outside and some crazy stuff happened. But I quit trying to show them as much as I used to, because you never know. You never know in these worlds, these days and times we live in. People's crazy.
Yeah. LGG says, I hate editing. Think about all the stuff we are missing out on. But you may be having, I like what he says about like the volume. You may be having like 1 hour footage. And maybe only 5 minutes is.
Yeah, you get 5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe the 5 minutes is where the story was. And then now you have to get rid of the entire 55 minutes because it was either too dark, the volume was not audible, the phone stopped recording at some point, and the phone fell or something. There's always something about this video. Yeah, so editing, it's not exactly pretty. I don't like editing as well, but you have to do what you have to. One of the things, getting just into my final kind of questions of interest will be in terms of the values. One of the things that I find myself grappling with as a content creator is the kind of value and the impact or legacy that I want to leave, especially in these spaces. And sometimes it comes from your values. Like, what do you hold dear? What are some of, for you it is respect, for you it is positivity. What kind of values do you really hope to build, especially in the community that you create, especially in this content creation space?
From community, a strong community, strong words for yourself, because I think a lot of people lack self-worth, and just healing. No matter what you've been through in life, there's always somebody been through something, and we can all heal from each other. We can all take knowledge and grow together. Just healing.
Healing, healing, healing. Healing keeps recurring as a theme. This is like probably the fifth time I've heard you say it on the live stream. Why is healing so important? Is there like a backstory? Why is healing so crucial for you?
Because it's a lot of damaged people in this world. I mean, we've been damaged from the stuff that goes on to us or happened to us throughout life. And a lot of people stay bitter and stuff because they hadn't healed from past traumas or something like that. So healing is one of the most important things in life. If you can heal yourself, your life will be so much happier. You don't have to hold around so much bitterness and angerness the inside. From you forgive yourself, you forgive others, and you move on. Your life will be so much weight, and weight will be lifted off of you. So just healing is, I think it's something we should all try to do. Just heal.
Healing. I love that. I love that. And that will actually take me to my final question, which will be: do you think our creative expression, whether through gardening, singing, swimming, or whatever it is that we do, has an impact on our mental health? And I'm sure it's an open question because you're just going to say yes, but in what aspects do you think this expression, in terms of what you do, benefits your mental health?
I think it benefits a great deal, because I'm not the same person I was before. I'm not that bitter person that think that there's nothing more left to life. Now I'm healed. I feel more alive than I ever felt. I'm more happy than I ever felt. I can let go of stuff a lot easier than I used to be able to. I'm a better person today than I was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question you want to ask Odom, I have exhausted all my questions, and but I like how you guys kept on asking and reacting. This is the time you ask him. I can't believe he has been with me here for over 2 hours already. I feel like we just started the conversation, and you can speak the whole day with Odom. He's very great to talk to. He's very great to talk to, but I'm also mindful of his Sunday, and I don't want to keep him here like for hours. So in case you have any questions, this is the time we open the live stream chat to any question or maybe comments that you may have for him. If you don't have any question or comment, you can just tell him, I love you, Odom. I love your insights. I love gardening. You can send him, give him his flowers. Miss Bailey Official, nice to see you. Extreme Fitness says forgive and heal. Benny Blanco says never expect nothing and you will never be disappointed. It keeps me young. Yo, it's powerful.
Trust no man. Man will let you down every time. Only trust him.
Yeah. And then by the way, Benny will be at the Sunday service next week. So, and Benny is a party boy. So I don't know, it will be interesting to hear perspective from partying as opposed to gardening. But he can sing as well. I had to learn to love myself before I could love anyone else. OMB say, thank you so much, OMB. I may have missed it, but do you fully garden all your food? This is Joe Daly asking.
Wow, I'll say about 60%.
60%.
I think we're getting up to about 60% now.
60% is really good, Odom. And this is let me just ask a follow-up to what Joe is asking. And your gardening is mostly for domestic for domestic purposes, not like you don't get to sell anything that you grow, no?
As far as the fruits and the vegetables, no, we don't sell them. We might trade them for eggs, or we might just give some to family members.
Oh, nice. Makes sense. Okay. Editing is like climbing Mount Forest. Okay, guys are talking about editing. You guys, why are you scared of editing? You need to edit your videos. You need to edit your videos. And then LGG says, soon we won't have to edit. AI will take that job. AI will take that job. That is, LGG is already leaving it to the hands of AI. Odom, and that's a very curious question. In this, especially in this space of artificial intelligence, how do you see your content creation landscape changing, especially with the use of tools like this? Because I know AI has really made it possible to do things like descriptions. It has made it possible to do things like titles. It gives you scripts, especially for in case you want to like create something. It can give you a prompt. How do you see artificial intelligence, especially as a tool, as a
Actually,
content?
I've used it quite a bit on descriptions and making thumbnails. I've experimented with it quite a bit.
Nice. Thumbnails, yeah, thumbnails. That is also very good because most people struggle with thumbnails as well, and thumbnails are the gateway to your channel. The impressions and everything come from thumbnails, so that's pretty good. Miss Bailey says, "I want to start a farm in Kenya in the next few months." Thank you thank God for the inspiration. I am glad that at least somebody coming to talk about gardening has actually inspired you to pursue that which you're passionate about. Let's see. Odom, what do you see as the future of your channel? Odom's Homestead. And first of all, I like the channel name. It's very, Odom's Homestead.
I started
There's
off
one of
changing that. I thought about changing it to Peace Garden or Country Grower,
yeah,
but I think I'm gonna leave it like it is.
Odom's Homestead.
Of course, I would love for it to get more exposure and to grow larger and bring in a more audience so we can learn to grow from each other and to build together. If it goes that way, that'll be awesome. But just to be on here and to share some of the stuff I do that might help others, or just share a song that might help you when you're feeling down or low, that's enough for me.
I love that. I don't worry, Miss Nora. I want to let him go without him singing that song. I'm sure he's already packaging it mentally. So don't worry. We'll make sure he sings the song before he leaves. I'll make sure he sings the song before he leaves. You also talked a lot about faith and having gotten the inspiration of faith from your aunt. Why is faith important for you? Because I know it's a very sensitive topic, especially on YouTube, just like politics, talking about our faith. But why is it important for you? Because you always talk about it and you're very vocal about it as well. Why is faith important for you as a grounding thing? And why do you share it? Because I know some people are normally like, okay, I don't want to rub people the wrong way, yet it is something that you live by. It's part of you.
Because basically, it's because of the way I grew up. I grew up in church. Like I said, my grandmama took us to church about my whole childhood till she passed. And then we went with our aunt. I got aunts that's preachers. I got uncles that's preachers. So faith has always been something we hold dear in our family, that we hold sacred. And just to know and love and feel that type of love, it's amazing. If you believe, then you're never alone. No matter where you go in life, you can never be alone because you always got him. He's always there.
Thank you for that. I just noticed your shirt, Odom. I love it. Branding right there. Branding is happening right there. And I like this because this is also putting your brand out there, and you're wearing your own brand. Is it something that is this something I know you can talk to us about your merchandise, because I've definitely seen merchandise on your channel. Talk to us about this also as a content creator, because the importance of your branding yourself.
Actually, this one right here is what my wife had made. She She had these made last year or the year before one. She had a friend that actually makes t-shirts and stuff like this. And she had these made, some long sleeve shirts and some hoodies made. I have some of these that I've actually put on my spread shop, but these are the originals.
Benny says, my song to pick me up is Holy Forever. It always picks me up. It always picks me up. It always picks me up. Good to know. Good stuff. Guys, this has been fun. I know I've been talking to Odom for the last 2 hours, and I just want to say how it's been amazing just having this gentleman on the live stream. I've been Odom can tell you for free. I've been I've literally been hunting him for the last I don't know how many months to come to the Sunday service. So when he sent me that message, I think we were on Yogi's live stream, and he said, "Goga, I am sending you a message on Instagram," and I was like, "Wait, what?" So I thought it was maybe something else because he was like, Goga, what have I done this time? Because I asked him a question and he was like, Goga, what have I done this time on YouTube? Why are you looking for me? I was like, no, I just wanted to confirm that I'm available and we can do this collaboration before I go back to work. And I was like, that was the most beautiful message I've ever received. I think for the longest time. So I'm glad that at least Odom, thank you so much for making the time and also just showing up to help us make this work. Island Sisters TV, my amazing sister, welcome. Are you still in Thailand? Because you are always traveling. I don't think you're in the UK. You're probably still in Asia. But thank you so much, Island Sisters TV. Miss Bailey Official says I've just subscribed to Odom. Thank you so much. You're going to have an amazing time with him. You're going to have an amazing time with Odom, and he does live streams at least. He always does a live stream during the week, so you'll always find him and you can have those conversations. And you'll also love his videos now that you're planning to come and start your farm here in Kenya. All right, I'm going to give Odom a chance just to also maybe give final whatever. He needs to wrap. In case I forgot to say something or ask something, maybe he can capture it in his remarks, and then he will do that song that I think Miss Nora requested for, and then we'll release him, and then we can wrap up the Sunday.
I don't even think I know that song by heart. I don't know most of that song. It's been forever since I heard that.
It's fine. We'll just get a random one that is your favorite one. I think your favorite will still work. And you're being asked here, are you going to write an ebook? This one is always asking me about ebooks.
Actually, I've been working on a book actually about my life. So maybe that'll come out within the next year or so. It'll probably be on Amazon or something like that.
That's interesting. How is that process? Because writing a book is not easy. That's a lot of reflecting.
Reflecting and healing.
Yeah. And admitting a lot of things. It's like journaling. Sometimes when I'm writing things and I'm just like, I'm even scared of putting it down because it's so real. It makes it so real. So I can imagine. That process. Wow. We are looking forward to the book. We're looking forward to the book. Beautiful Sunday service, great share, and thank you. Thank you so much, Benny Blanco. We appreciate your kind comments and to each and everyone who is still on the chat. I will allow me to put Odom on the spot so that he can wrap up, and then we can have this beautiful performance, and then we'll release him, and then we will have like a few minutes, and then I'll end the Sunday service. All right. So Odom, take it away.
Okay. I appreciate the opportunity, Goga. Let me say that first. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming. I'm Odom Homestead. Been doing this gardening thing on YouTube for maybe almost 4 years now. But like I always say before I leave, this is one song I like to sing before I get off. I end every live. If God be for me, who can be against me? If God be with me, whom shall I fear? If no one knows me, still his heart adores me. You are safe, you are loved, you are healed. Yes, you are. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. You muted.
I went in words because I was. Now have to repeat it. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for the gift of fellowship. Thank you so much, Mr. Odom, for like really heeding to the call and making this happen. We don't take it for granted. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for these amazing insights. It's been really an honor having you on this particular space at the Sunday service. And guys, once again, if you have not connected to Odom, please, I beseech you, make sure you connect and grab it. Odom, you have some blessings here that you've just gotten. I want you to acknowledge blessings on your chat. You have Queen says, Queen joined your membership right there. And then, yes, and then we have Growing What I Eat has given you
members right there too. I appreciate it. I usually say my money ain't free for when I get a super chat.
Ooh. I will give them my water I will give them a complimentary water because you are on my live stream. So I will give them this.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Growing What I Eat. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you so much. May your pots brim with abundance. Thank you so much for blessing Odom on the chat. Hadways appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, allow me to release Odom. Thank you so much. Odom, don't worry, I'll be able to end your live stream for you from here so that you don't have to do that. So Odom will say bye once again officially, and then we'll release him. And then thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all for coming. I appreciate all the support.
You're welcome. And Odom is out of the building. Thank you so much, everyone. So I'm going to end the live stream there, but you can jump on my side. You can click on my live stream. You can come back to my live stream. I don't want him to get unnecessary things on his live stream that I end up discussing things that are not related to his interview. But his link is going to stay on my live stream for the entire time until I end the live stream. Thank you so much, Odom. This was fun. I hope you had an amazing time.
I did. It was amazing. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome. And anytime. And I'm looking forward to your Vlogmas gardening episodes.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys. Please connect to Odom as he leaves. I'm going to release him. Let me add this, and then we'll end that live stream there. Right. Okay. So I will end Odom's live stream in the next 3, 2, 1. So if you're there, you can jump back on this other side, and then we can finish the Sunday service.